You know, they say you can judge a person by their first name. Well, this guy's second name was important, but he was also known as Fury. And when I found out what his real first name was, my dad gently reminded me, he said, let's just call him Gene. Now, Fury Gene Tenace, born Fiero Gino Tenace, better known as Gene Tenace, is one of the best money players in Major League Baseball history. He's a former MLB player and coach. He started as a catcher and first baseman in Major League Baseball from 69 to 83. Most notably, a member of the Athletics dynasty that won 3 straight World Series titles between 72 and 74. Of course, he was the catalyst in 72 with his timely home runs. Now, drafted by the KC Athletics from Valley High School in Lucasville, Ohio, he played with the Athletics, Padres, Cardinals, and Pirates. He batted and threw right-handed. Despite his low career batting average of .241, his career on-base percentage of .388 is the fourth highest all-time among qualifying catchers, and his .429 slugging percentage was considerably above the average in the area he played. His 46.8 Baseball Reference wins over above replacement ranks 13th all-time among catchers, and his 7-year peak WAR is tied with Roy Campanella for 12th all-time. Also note that his career R-WAR is 5th highest among all sub-250 hitters. Tenace's career's 140 weighted runs graded plus are tied with Mike Piazza for the highest all-time among catchers. Of course, he was the 72 World Series MVP. After his playing days ended, he coached for several organizations, most notably for the Blue Jays, where he helped them to 2 World Series titles in the early 90s. Now, selected in baseball's first entry draft, 20th round of the 65 selections by the then Kansas City Athletics. Tenace made his major league debut for Oakland on May 29, 69, against the Tigers at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, where he went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts and an 8-4 Oakland loss. He hit his first home run of his career on June 6, 69, at Tiger Stadium against Earl Wilson of the Tigers. He finished the season with a rough 159 average, a home run and 2 runs batted in, appearing in just 38 games as a third-string catcher. Now, he continued to play the next 2 years as a third-string catcher before serving at Dave Duncan's backup in their title-winning year of 71. He entered in a 72 season backing up Duncan, but was given a chance to show his abilities by being made the team's regular backstop in the postseason. Tenace took full advantage of this opportunity, excelling in the 72 playoffs and the World Series. In the 72 ALCS against the Tigers, he drove in the clinching run in Oakland's 2-1 victory in Game 5. It was his only hit of the series. Tenace's heroics made up for an error in Game 4 of the series, where he had to play second base for the first time since high school, and the late innings due to regular second baseman Dick Green getting hurt and backup second baseman Ted Kubiak having to play shortstop due to Bert Campaneris being suspended. Tenace dropped a throw from Sal Bando in a potential game-ending double play attempt in the bottom of the 10th, which kept the inning alive as the Tigers eventually won. Now, he put himself in the spotlight once again in Game 1 of the 72 World Series when the Athletics faced the powerful Cincinnati Reds. He became the first player to hit the home runs in his first 2 World Series at-bats and drove all 3 runs in the A's 3-2 victory at Riverfront. Prior to Tenace's feat, only 8 other players had homered in their first World Series at-bat. In Game 4, the A's were losing 2-1 with their only run to that point coming on Tenace's solo dinger. A 9th-inning one-out rally consisted of 4 singles, with Tenace the second and the rest coming from pinch hitters. They won the game against Cincinnati A's reliever Clay Carroll. Tenace also hit a 3-run home run in the A's Game 5 loss. Before Game 6 of the 72 World Series, he was a target as well as a death threat. In Game 7, he was once again the hero, driving in 2 runs in a 3-2 victory for Oakland. In total, he went 8 for 23 in the series, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, and was named World Series MVP. Now, Tenace's heroics helped him earn a full-time job in Oakland's lineup. He served as the team's starting first baseman for 2 seasons, while still serving as a backup catcher to Ray Fosse. He had his roles reversed in 75, starting at catcher while backing up first base. As a regular starter for the A's, Tenace had a low batting average but a fair amount of power, hitting 20 home runs in 4 straight years in Oakland, finishing among the top 10 home run hitters in the American League each year. He further made up for his lack of a high batting average by sporting a tremendous batting eye. He drew over 100 walks in a season 3 times for Oakland and led the AL walks at 74, making up for a career low .211 average that season. Statistically, his best year at Oakland was 75, where he hit 29 home runs and drove in 87, drew 106 passes, finishing 18th in the AL Most Valuable Player Award balloting, and was selected as the starting first baseman for the American League in a 75 All-Star game. Now, as a member of the A's, Tenace hit what turned out to be the final home run in the history of Kansas City's Municipal Stadium on September 30, 72, in a 10-5 Oakland victory over the Kansas City Royals. Now, Tenace was one of several athletics who became free agents after the 76 season and participated in a newly created re-entry draft in which teams acquired the right to negotiate with veteran free agents. Tenace and teammate Rollie Fingers were the first players from that draft to sign, with Boyd joining the Padres in December of that year. In 4 years as a starter with the Padres, his power numbers dropped in part due to the cavernous dimensions of Jack Murphy Stadium, only reaching 20 home runs once. But his batting eye remained, recording 3 more seasons of 100 walks with a career best of 125 and 77. In 79, Tenace led National League catchers with a .998 fielding percentage, committing only 1 error in 95 games. He recorded an on-base percentage of over .390 in each of his years in San Diego and finished third in the NL in that department in 3 consecutive years. Unfortunately, rough times also followed. On August 1st, 79, Tenace was part of a bench-clearing brawl against the Braves. After hitting a home run off of pitcher Eddie Solomon, he charged him on when Solomon apparently said something to him, and the bench is cleared. No punches were thrown, and the Braves won 5-4. Now, after the 80 season, Tenace, Fingers, Bob Shirley, and Bob Guerin joined the Cardinals in a trade for Terry Kennedy and 6 minor leaguers. In his 2 years in St. Louis, Tenace primarily played against left-handed pitchers, platooning with Darrell Porter. As a member of the Cardinals team who won the 82 World Series, it gave him his 4th World Series ring. Now, he played his final season as a utility player in pinch hitter in Pittsburgh, appearing in 53 games and batting .177 with 6 RBIs for the Pirates. He retired in 83 after being released the following year in spring training. Now, Tenace eventually became a coach after retiring as a player. He was touted as a possible managerial candidate during his later years. The Pirates became strongly interested in the possibility of hiring him as their manager to replace veteran Chuck Tanner. When the year ended, however, Tanner was still the manager, so Tenace became a coach at the major league level with the Astros in 86 and 87, and later coached with the Toronto Blue Jays from 90 to 97. When manager Cito Gaston was sidelined with a herniated disc in 91, Tenace served as the team's interim manager, going 19-14 and keeping Toronto competitive en route to eventual AL East divisional crown. He was also part of Toronto's World Series winning squads in 92 and 93, giving him 6 rings and 6 World Series appearances as a player and coach. After he left the Jays, he joined the Red Sox organization, serving as a hitting coach for the AAA affiliate Pawtucket Red Sox in 99, where I saw him lead his Chargers, and AA affiliate Trenton Thunder in 2001. He then served as a hitting instructor for the Cardinals organization, eventually rehired as a Blue Jays hitting coach on June 20th, 2008, when Cito Gaston replaced John Gibbons as the team's manager. He eventually replaced hitting coach Gary Denbo. He was one of 2 members of Gaston's old coaching staff from his last World Series title team who were brought back to the squad, third base coach Nick Leah being the other. He announced his retirement following the 2009 season. Now, Tenace is a big follower of a more aggressive approach to hitting. Under his guidance, hitters spend less time working the count and more time preparing to hit. He stresses the mental part of hitting, such as the preparation for what a pitcher will do, rather than just the physical aspect. Under Tenace, the philosophy of hitting can be described as grip it and rip it, and more of an old-school approach to hitting. Now, during the 2008 season, prior to hiring of Gaston, the Blue Jays had a record of 35-39. Once Gaston and his coaches took over, the Blue Jays went 51-37 to finish with an 86-76 record. The offensive improvements under Gaston were the reasons for the resurgence, and as the hitting coach, Tenace was created with rejuvenating stagnant offense. Hitter Adam Lynn commented, "The thing is, a lot of people can teach you how to hit, but not a lot of people can teach you how to hit in the big leagues," referring to the major league experience of Gaston and Tenace. Blue Jays former center fielder Vernon Wells has said he likes the approach to hitting that Tenace teaches. One thing Gene talks about is having that approach mentally when you go up there. In your mind, you already guarantee yourself that 1 run on third, but you want to do more than that. Gene always says that the first runner is a gimme, you should be able to come through in pretty much every situation like that. And then you try to do more damage than just one run. Now, in a 15-year Major League career, played in 1,555 games, 1,000 hits and 4,390 at-bats for a .241 career batting average with 201 home runs, 674 runs batted in, and the on-base of 388. He had not only caught 900 games, he also played first base 600 times. He ended his career with a .986 fielding percentage as a catcher and a .993 fielding percentage as a first baseman. He reached 20 home runs in 5 of 7 seasons as a regular, with a high of 29 and 75. After becoming an everyday player in 73, he did not have an on-base average below 370 until his final year. His OPB was about 400, 5 times and over 390, about 60 points above the league average, an additional 3 times. Now, 6 times he drew more than 100 bases on balls in a season and led the league twice. He also set the American League record for having the lowest batting average while leading the league in walks in 74 when he batted .211 with a league-leading 110 walks. Now, in 77, he had a .415 on-base percentage while posting a .233 batting average. Now, he reached base many times besides hit. Less than half his career trips to first base came via base hits, reaching 1,075 times through walks 984, hit by pitches 91, as opposed to only 1,060 hits. Now, as in his book, The Bill James Historical Baseball Abstract, historian Bill James ranked Tenace 23rd all-time amongst Major League catchers. Chuck Rossiam, a baseball historian and a member of the Society for American Baseball Research, believes that Tenace deserves to be enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Using 6 offensive measures, batting average on base, slugging, and runs batted in, runs created, and win shares, all league error adjusted, Rossiam ranks Tenace 6th, offensively behind Mickey Cochran, Mike Piazza, Bill Dickey, Gabby Hartnett, and Joe Torre among catchers. Among Major League catchers, he is 4th overall in career on-base percentage, behind Mickey Cochran, Wally Shang, and Joe Mauer. He is tied with Johnny Bench and Joe Torre for 3rd in career on-base plus slugging percentage, behind only Roy Campanella and Yogi Berra. Now, AL All-Star in 75, World Series MVP in 72, 2-time league bases on balls leader, 74 and 77, 20 home run seasons, 73 and 76 inclusive, 79. He also caught Vida Blue's no-hitter on September 21st, 1970. 4 World Series wins as a player, 2 as a coach. Now, Tenace has already also been in entertainment programs through the years. He also made a voice cameo in the episode of Simpsons titled Regarding Margie in 2006. He also appeared in a TV commercial with the Blue Jays in 2008. Tenace was also mentioned by sportscaster Champ Klein in the party scene in Anchorman, the Legend of Ron Burgundy, while describing his signature catchphrase, Gene Tenace at the plate and whammy. Tenace is also portrayed on one of the flood wall murals in Portsmouth, Ohio, honoring the local Major League Baseball players. Now, the big question is that he's deserved to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Well, borderline. 6 World Series mean a lot, but the fact was the hits don't back up. Is he a top 20 catcher of all time? Of course. But for somebody who played 14 years in the league and only had a .241 average, it's hard to justify that. But maybe if analytics are more looked at, maybe Gene will get in. I, for one, will never complain because they couldn't have won the 3 World Series in Oakland without him, and we may not have had the coach needed to win the 2 World Series in Toronto were it not for him. He was an every man's coach and every man's manager, and probably, again, one of the most underrated players of all time. So that's the story of Fury Gene Tenace. If you like what they're doing here with our Oakland A's podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.